So, Dr. Chee, which would you rather choose to be, the city mouse or the country mouse?
Fear, I better not think of something more than what I have right now, because I might lose everything. The very Kiasu mentality, which I say in this day and age, going forward,
it's going to be tough.
It's going to be very tough. And the one thing that I can tell you, a lot of people who feel a sense of helplessness, that they begin to get into mental health, is because they find that everything is just overwhelming. And then they begin to say, I have no control over what's happening with me.
In the anime world, a popular anime movie called Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man is this guy that basically his hand turns into a chainsaw, his head also turns into a chainsaw. The movie actually hit an emotional chord with people. There's this phrase, right? Hey Denji, which would you choose? The town mouse or the country mouse? The country mouse gets to live in safety, but doesn't get to eat delicious food like they have in the city. The city mouse gets to eat delicious food, but runs a higher risk of being killed by people or cats. So, Dr. Chee, which would you rather choose to be, the city mouse or the country mouse?
I don't want to, again, just be more philosophical about it, but it's false binary there. You know, in a situation, sometimes it's not one or the other. It's not one that you cannot have the other in real life. But if just to play along with that, you know, for me, I don't know, I've always liked that whole more, you know, the country where you just you're not under this
the stress,
pressure all the time, mental pressure all the time. You know, you have good food where that's important, but it doesn't mean in the country you cannot find
good stuff.
As well. How you create it.
It's not a binary choice, right?
It's what you make of it, in a sense that even if you're a city mouse, you got good food. It doesn't mean that you cannot have safety in that sense, and doesn't mean you know, in terms that if you have safety, then if you want to enjoy a better form of life, that all of a sudden you have that, you can't have your safety anymore. So it's that kind of thing that people want to keep instilling. You be careful, okay, you do this, you're going to lose out on this. And that appeals to the, as I said, the Kiasu kind of mentality.
Mindset.
Yes.
The last rat.
And then you keep constantly coming, I better not think of something more than what I have right now, because I might lose everything. Then again, it comes out to the very Kiasu mentality, which I say in this day and age, going forward,
it's going to be tough.
It's going to be very tough. You're going to compete with other societies that are more gung-ho.
And they can work like twice as hard for way less money.
Right. And this is where I worry, like that sense, that if you don't begin to tap into what we have right now in terms of our ability to think and create as human beings, we're going to lose out. We're going to lose out.
As a seasoned speaker and serial author yourself, what's your opinion on AI and ChatGPT? Are we losing our cognitive abilities as humans? Or as Gen Z would call it, are we cooked? So which profession is worse, Dr. Chee? F&B, politics, or book publishing?
Oh my gosh, it's just... You know, it's just a real competition. I just take a lot more solace in writing and reading. Even writing, that's sometimes just very therapeutic when you begin to formulate your thoughts, put it down in words, and then begin to really express yourself. And that in itself can be very, comforting.
Like freeing.
Yeah, it is a solace in there, like just getting, away
your thoughts
from...
out.
That's right. That's right.
And I read your book, you said that writing and reading was a way to escape like whatever was happening in the in the public sphere into some like a form of therapy for yourself. You've mentioned that Singapore hasn't graduated from being reliant on MNCs and foreign investment. Is it because the majority of Singaporeans would stereotypically rather work for an MNC than try to build one, which is way more harder and the rate of failure will be higher? Because no one wants to be a failure because they fear that they won't be able to get back up to pursue their dreams after initially being labelled a failure on the first try.
The late Sim Wong Hoo,
the
creative technologies guy. If as an entrepreneur, that's him.
He had a
but
patent.
when he was alive, he was saying that Singapore, he called it the nuts syndrome.
No
U-turn syndrome, that kind of thing. Because he was saying that Singapore is so
I forgot about this already.
Right? I've quoted this, the SME president. He was saying your rent is never going to come down. Because every time somebody, one of your locals leave, you've got overseas.
20 more people
And you're talking
coming
about
in.
Chinese, basically, specifically Chinese F&B people coming in. And the one thing that I've said was this, that Luckin Coffee,
Yes. Huge.
our GIC has got shares in.
Oh, we do, right?
And I was just thinking about this and say, wait a second. This is our government using taxpayers' money to fund a competition, to come and compete with the locals. And I keep saying it's, it is in this sense.
I see.
That it's hugely, and I'm just talking about the F&B, but generally in the, in the other industries, same thing. You look at Steve Jobs. It's not that they were like, homeless people. They come from middle class.
Yeah, middle
Bill
class.
Gates,
They have a garage. They have lots of space.
So that's why I'm saying, even space is not that you can actually do that. They basically had a small little garage there.
Correct.
But the whole idea is that they were very comfortable at the time, US middle class kind of thing. But the whole idea is just to be able to have that culture where we say, hey,
try.
We can begin to try these kind of things, have visions and be
Follow
able to
their
achieve
ideas.
their dreams and everything. So that is something which, as I said, I'll come back to this. It's got nothing to do with whether we're poor or we're rich, but the whole culture.
It's the mindset.
The mindset that we instill in our people. And the one thing that I can tell you, a lot of people who feel a sense of helplessness, that they begin to get into mental health, is because they find that everything is just overwhelming. And then they begin to say, I have no control over what's happening with me. And that's been run with experiments in psychology, experiments both with human and non-human subjects. When you don't have control over your environment, then that's where you begin to feel that, hey, I can't do anything about my life. And so you begin to just degenerate into
they sort of like give up really.
Yes. So this is one area which I keep wanting, in my workshops. I tell folks that, hey, that is very important. But the good news is that those are skills you can acquire, you see. And it's not whether you have it or you don't. It's something that you can pick up, you can learn. And as I said, these are all based very much on neuroscience, and it's not the kind of pop psychology that people go, but that is
TikTok psychology.
Yeah, that's important too. That people understand their own bodies, their own brains.